Stop waiting for Monday. Now, as a creative person, I tend to have a lot of different plans. I tend to want to do a lot of different things with my life. And I always feel like when Monday comes, it's almost a fresh start for me. So I look forward to when Monday comes and I'm like, okay, this is going to be my week. Sometimes I feel that way in the start of the month. For example, August 1st, I was like, yes, August 1st. August 1st. This is going to be my month. And I really, really thought that way. But here's the issue with waiting for Monday, waiting for August 1st, waiting for January 1st. When you're waiting for these moments and you slip up on that day, maybe you slip up in January 1st, you slip up in August 1st, you don't want the mindset of, oh no, I slipped up, let's say August 1st. I have to restart the whole cycle. Oh no, it's Monday and I woke up at 1 p.m. and all my alarms didn't go off properly and I was falling asleep and my bed is messy. I messed up. I guess I'm going to have to wait for Monday again. No, you don't want to be that person. Now, when you watch a lot of motivational content, you get down into the rabbit hole of these motivational videos. You have these guys coming in saying, do it now, start today, do it today. And the reality is, whatever time you're watching this, you might be watching this like in the middle of the night when you're about to go to bed. The reality is, you are not going to start in that millisecond. You are not going to start in that point. Even if you watch it at let's say you watch it at 8 a.m., it's a prime time to start the day. You're going to watch the video, but you're not going to start that day. So I actually would counter that start right now. And what I would like to counter that with is get your mentality in the state of change. Now, what exactly does this mental state of change mean? The mental state of change, all it is, it's a simple decision. You don't really have to do an action. In your head, when you're watching this, when you're watching something else, in your head, mentally say, this is a new moment. This is a new second. This is a new blank slate. That's the way I think, at least. I like to think that every day is a blank slate. Every moment is a blank slate, because I make a lot of slip ups in my life and I also have a lot of wins in my life. But when I go through a series of slip ups, I have to realize, okay, let me set myself in another blank slate because I'm going to need it. And if I'm having wins in my life, if I'm having good things going, I don't necessarily need to set up this blank slate because I already know, hey, I'm winning. I'm doing these great things and I'm just going to keep the momentum going. And those slip ups are going to happen. You're going to mess up. That's part of life. But if you don't have that state of change, if you don't mentally think, hey, I want to improve, hey, I want to move forward, then you're going to be in a lull period. You're going to have these slip ups and then you're going to be in that comfort zone. And the comfort zone is okay. It's okay to coast. But you want to be careful where you're coasting. If you're coasting and you're being productive and you're doing your work, you don't need these motivational videos to tell you, hey, start and do this now, like get up, get motivated. You don't need that. You're on that path. If you're on that path right now, you could just coast on that path. What I'm really talking about is when you're coasting on the path of getting up late, going and watching Netflix all day, going and watching YouTube all day, scrolling on TikTok the whole day, and then all of a sudden it's 6 p.m. and the day's basically over for you, at least, and you're like, I'm not going to work out, I'm not going to create anything, I'm not going to post any art, I'm not going to do anything because I had a. And that's the thing, it's okay to have those lazy days, but just realize, mentally clock, hey, this is a lazy day, hey, tomorrow might be a lazy day, but clock in your head, just say, hey, when am I going to mentally create this clean state? And this clean state does not have to be on a Monday. Because when you put these clean states on a Monday, Hey, you're in Wednesday and you're saying, hey, I'm just going to coast and be lazy until Monday. You're wasting all those days. As soon as you know it, August is going to be done. It's going to be September. It's going to be October, November, December, year's end. It's the next year. And then in New Year's, you're going to be like, oh, I'm going to make this change. I'm going to make this big change. I would say mentally create that clean slate now. Mentally. And then all you have to do, this is going to sound counterproductive, but all you have to do is say, hey, starting tomorrow, I'm going to make some of these simple changes. And these simple changes don't have to be post to YouTube videos. These simple changes don't have to be post your artwork. They could be very simple, like make my bed. I will tell you, honestly, one of the biggest changes in my life came when I made my bed. And it's a very small thing you can do, but what it does is you have a clean room at the start of your day, and then you go out to the world, you do stuff, you go to the gym, you create some artwork, you come back home, that bed is made. Everything's organized. Everything's clean. And it's a beautiful feeling because sometimes you won't even realize that you made the bed in the morning. You just come back and it's made and everything's clean in your room. And it gives you that pleasure and it gives you that motivation for the next day because you're already set up for the next day right when you see that bed is made. And that bed being made does not have to be the first thing in the morning. It could be like at 1 p.m. It could be at 2 p.m. But make your bed. That's a simple change. That's a really, really simple change. Ultimately, don't wait for Monday. Don't wait for August 1st. Whatever day it is, mentally create a clean slate and decide that the next day or even that day, you're going to make certain changes in your life. You might want an agenda book where you can plan things out, but you need to realize that waiting for Monday, waiting for the first of the month, waiting for the first of the year is not a good strategy. Start making these changes throughout the week. Start making the change in your life, not on a Monday, but maybe on a Tuesday, maybe on a Wednesday, and dare I say, maybe even on a Thursday. Thanks for watching.